पता है मुझे लगता है रोहिणी, ये टेक्नोलॉजी के आने से ना लोगों ने अपना दिमाग छोड़ दिया है। घर छोड़ के आ जाते हैं बिस्तर पे तकिए के नीचे दबा के, या नहीं उसको इस्तेमाल करते हैं। डर डर के मैंने कहा आई हैव जस्ट डन दिस फिल्म यश चोपड़ा का जो चांदनी, she looked at me, did you do a major role? Or I said no, it isn't the lead. Oh, then you're finished, it's ruined. If you've done a small friend's role, you shouldn't have done it. And everyone would tell me that. Everyone. Subhashi told me once, तुम ना हमारी जो हीरोइंस है ना उनको सेक्सी नहीं लगना चाहिए, उनको ब्यूटीफुल होना चाहिए, सेक्सी नहीं होना चाहिए।
रेडियो नशा।
First of all, it is such a pleasure to have you on Radio Nasha. It's like, I mean, honestly, I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rohini. I'm honored being here. Thank you. It's a privilege.
हम मिले हैं जाबाज हिंदुस्तान के इस कमाल के शो के लिए. It's looking great. So let's start with that.
Okay.
मुझे as a woman, okay, as someone who is a working girl in a city like Mumbai, it's attracting me because वो जो promo है उसका पहला line है, जब काम करती है ना फोन उठाती है ना जवाब देती है ना कॉल बैक करती है. And that's a line I have heard so much, right?
Okay.
क्या ये वजह थी आपके लिए भी to be part of this show because it was a female-led narrative?
Yeah, it is a female-led narrative. Unfortunately, for me, I'm not leading the narrative.
Yeah.
It's a lovely Regina Cassandra who's leading it.
Yeah.
So, of course, in that sense, yes, it doesn't become the primary thing.
Yeah.
बिकॉज हम सब एक्टर्स ग्रीडी होते हैं ना, हमको लीड रोल करना है, हर फ्रेम में होना है, एक्शन सारा होना है। मुझे ऑफिस वाला रोल दे रहे हो, अब बैठ के तुम बॉस बनो, अब जनरल वाली उम्र में पहुंच गई हो।
जनरल वाली
तो मेजर जनरल वाली उम्र होती ना, where you sit and you be that top guy, but you don't get to do the action or fight or romance or fight and all that stuff. So in a way, the roles that some of the roles, like the role that I have in Jabaz, is actually more sort of androgynous, जिसे कहते हैं ना।
Yeah.
It's the kind of role a man can play or a woman. Mm-hmm. But it's nice that a woman is playing it, and it's lovely that the woman is also, the younger woman is also the lead, playing the top-notch officer. So yes, there is definitely a difference. I think it makes a difference.
I must congratulate you on your absolutely outstanding performance in Chori.
Thank you.
Oh my God. वो फिल्म देख के मैं काफी ट्रॉमेटाइज हुई थी. लोग काफी डर गए थे उस टाइम पर. But it was fun. It was a great role.
It was a great role. And I've got 2 awards for it. The latest being the Filmfare, which feels like amazing, holding the Black Lady in my hand. Because जैसे मैंने कहा, मेरा बचपन तो Filmfare मैगजीन को देखते बड़ी हुई मैं. तो मेरे लिए Filmfare का मतलब है all the fabulous, eternal romance of Hindi cinema and the heroes and the heroines and actors and even the character actors were they had so much more stardom at that time.
बिल्कुल.
तो मेरे लिए तो फिल्म फेयर का वो ब्लैक लेडी का प्रतीक वो है.
पहला था?
नहीं, उसके पहले ITA मिल चुका था 1 year. हाँ, फिल्म फेयर पहला है लाइफ में, क्योंकि बीच में फिल्म फेयर अवार्ड था. I mean, फिल्म फेयर had sort of kind of disappeared in between. वो फिल्म मैगजीन ना बन के वो थोड़ी टेलीविजन वगैरह हुई थी, पर मेरे लिए हमेशा था फिल्म फेयर का मतलब नहीं. All the time, all the way from maybe pre-Rajesh Khanna onwards to going all the way back. That's a little bit after. तो ऐसा था. So yes, thanks. That was an amazing opportunity to play the whole gamut of the role, and I thoroughly enjoyed preparing for it, staying with it while shoots. I mean, छुट्टी भी मिलती थी तो बैठ के, हालांकि लॉकडाउन भी था उन दिनों, मैंने अभी उठा था, पर जो भी छुट्टी मिलती थी हम पिपरिया नाम की जगह में बैठे थे खेतों के बीच में. तो जाड़े थे, बहुत ठंड थी, तो मैं अपनी स्क्रिप्ट लेके अगले दिन का जो सीन होता था क्योंकि हरियाणवी भाषा को एकदम पकड़ना था, न्यूएंसेस, तो रिहर्सल तो की थी, लेकिन रिहर्सल में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी कि हाँ कर लिए.
I'm not surprised that it got you Filmfare, honestly. क्योंकि हम तो OG मीता वशिष्ठ फैंस हैं. हमें OG मतलब the original मीता.
अच्छा, okay.
So I mean it's interesting also क्योंकि आज जब हम ZEE5 जैसे प्लेटफॉर्म की बात कर रहे हैं, it's the new TV, but not, right?
Yes.
लेकिन आपका मतलब जो पहली बार मुझे याद है, I don't know, I've written it down, but I remember there was a show, okay, जिसका नाम था
कस्तूरी.
नहीं,
तो
Space City Singer.
Yes. Wow, you go back to the television.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
That was my first ever TV thing. It was in 1987, 88.
Yeah, in 89 पे आई थी टीवी पे.
हाँ. And that was the first ever space. 26 episodes seemed like a lot at that time.
But क्या कर रहे थे उस टाइम पर? Yeah,
It was
at a
nice.
time where we didn't have too much technology.
No.
That show looked really बहुत cool लगता था वो show हमको.
बट पता है मुझे लगता है रोहिणी, ये टेक्नोलॉजी के आने से ना लोगों ने अपना दिमाग छोड़ दिया है। घर छोड़ के आ जाते हैं बिस्तर पे तकिए के नीचे दबा के, या नहीं उसको इस्तेमाल करते हैं। उस समय मुझे याद है कि हर कोई अपने काम में इंटरेस्टेड था, क्योंकि इनोवेशन इतना करना पड़ता था वहीं के वहीं,
बिल्कुल।
और एक सेंस ऑफ अचीवमेंट आता था।
जी हाँ।
नो, अब जैसे अगर कभी मैं डबिंग के लिए जाती हूँ ना, तो मैं कहती हूँ नहीं इसको दोबारा करते, कहते मैम वो एक बटन ऊपर कर देंगे हो जाएगा। कभी कभी जब मैं पढ़ाती हूँ स्टूडेंट्स को, जैसे एक्टिंग स्कूल्स में, कि डबिंग के लिए आप ब्रेथ ऐसे इस्तेमाल कीजिए, तो एक स्टूडेंट ने कहा कि मैम इतना सब डिटेल में जाने की क्या ज़रूरत है, वहाँ मशीन टेक्नोलॉजी आ गई ना। तो मैंने कहा तुम ये सोच लो कि तुम्हें टेक्नोलॉजी का नौकर बनना है या टेक्नोलॉजी का मास्टर बनना है।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। टेक्नोलॉजी तुम्हें रिप्लेस कर देगी ना।
हाँ, तो मैंने कहा फिर तो तुम करते ही कुछ क्यों हो, तुम जाके मैंने टेक्नोलॉजी से कल तुम्हारी सूरत भी लगा देंगे, तुम बॉडी मूवमेंट भी किसी की लगा देंगे, तो तुम नहीं भी हो तो हो जाएगा।
करेक्ट। So हम OG fans हैं. I hope I have established this.
I think that's awesome. That is so beautiful, and it's so heartening because I tell you, OG fans means you're going back to like 30 and more years. And
जब से होश संभाले मीता वशिष्ठ
and I'm alive. In your memory, I mean.
Come on. Of course.
In your consciousness, that's so beautiful.
क्यों? मेरे हिसाब से one of my favorite ever scenes of you is जहाँ आप बनी थी अनंत महादेवन की बीवी या गर्लफ्रेंड, या जो आपको श्रीदेवी जी को घर दिलाना था।
हाँ,
कम ऑन यार, चांदनी यार, चांदनी।
yes,
टू मी चांदनी, you just spoke about like eternal romances, and then जब आपने वो कहा, I was like, you've already been part of one. Was that special for you? क्योंकि वो एक
No, at that time, I tell you what, it wasn't special for me because मुझे हर किसी ने कहा तुमने अब एक छोटा सा रोल कर लिया कमर्शियल फिल्म में, अब तुम्हारा करियर तो खत्म।
Oh no.
तो मुझे याद है मैं पेरिस में बैठी थी एक एम्बेसडर के घर में, मेरी 3 फिल्में फेस्टिवल में गई थी, मनी कॉल और कुमार शानी की 3 फिल्में जिनमें मैं लीड रोल्स करती थी। अच्छा, एक था रोहिणी की मुझे लीड रोल करने की आदत शुरू से थी। आदत मेरा मतलब मुझे लगा कि हाँ लीड रोल मतलब मीता और लीड रोल सेम थिंग,
Correct.
you know. Now Yashji's film wasn't a lead role, plus it was a ubiquitous friend if you look at it in that space. So I remember sitting in Paris and Shabana Azmi ji was there. She was also at the embassy, and she's saying, "Oh, so you're Meeta and all that." Yes, and she heard a lot, and she's saying, so I told her what she said. What's your latest? And बहुत डर के मैंने कहा I've just done this film Yash Chopra का जो चांदनी है. So she looked at me. Did you do a major role? Or I said no, it isn't the lead. Oh, then you're finished. It's ruined. If you've done a small friend's role, you shouldn't have done it. And everyone would tell me that. Everyone.
Correct.
And I myself felt at that time because this was a different world for me. I wasn't used to people wearing silk sarees in a summer in Delhi. तो यश जी ने गाड़ी भिजवाई घर पे कि फोटो शूट करना है तुम्हारा, इसलिए आ जाओ। So यश जी sent the car home and he said कि राकेश श्रेष्ठा है हमारे फोटोग्राफर, वो आपका मेकअप करेंगे, हम फोटो लेना चाहते हैं। तो मैं पहुंच गई फार्म हाउस में, मेरे हाथों में 9 चूड़ियाँ रे, वो वाला सीन। तो मैं गई, राकेश वो अपने जो बहुत ज़बरदस्त, आई मस्ट, ही इज़ अ लवली मैन, ही इज़ नो मोर, पंडरी दादा, हु हैज़ डन मेकअप फॉर एवरीवन फ्रॉम एवरीवन।
बिल्कुल।
तो ही डिड माय मेकअप। सो ऑफ कोर्स इट वाज अ वेरी हैवी पैनकेक मेकअप। तो मैं उसको देख के पहले अपना चेहरा देख के डर गई कि ये क्या कर दिया, यू नो। Then there was Rakesh Shrestha who was playing with some spring that was going down the stairs, tuck tuck tuck, and then he was
क्या याद रह जाता है?
हाँ सब कुछ।
I love him.
See, Rakesh Shrestha, I remember him being this lean fellow with a beard and all of that, and this, he was zany looking. He must have been my age, probably early 20s. And there was this little spring that he was playing with, which was a spring which went down the stairs on its own.
Amazing.
Like, तो मुझे वो याद है, मैं काफी देर तक उनको देखती रही क्योंकि काफी देर तक वो वही कर रहे थे। He said, हाँ, अच्छा, okay. Then he came and he started clicking my pictures, and must have been Polaroid, because I think those pictures went straight to Yashji, and then everybody said, Yashji is calling you. So I said, Yashji, and he looked at the picture, he looked at me and he said, हाँ, जाओ उधर बैठ जाओ. So I'm like, क्या? बैठो. And he sent me in the middle of the crowd and made me sit down next to a lady. And then suddenly,
take हो रहा है.
Take हो गया. And when I looked at the lady, I glanced very briefly at her because I didn't want to stare. And I was like, oh, she's got a lot of makeup, almost as much as I have, or even more. I didn't realize it was Sridevi.
Oh my God, really? Wow.
So I didn't realize. So suddenly this lady next to me got up and started dancing. And then she sat down and then everybody said, ah, that was a lovely take, Shri. And she looked at Yashji and said in her very sweet, soft voice, theek tha Yashji. And then that's when I realized I'm sitting next to Sridevi, and everybody came and congratulated me and said, congratulations, you're in the film. And I'm like, huh? and I go to Yashi, Yashi मेरा रोल क्या है? ओ कोई गल नहीं पुत्र, तू बहुत बढ़िया, तेरे को बताते जाएंगे. I was like, so I went back home and said, what should I do? Should I pretend I have a fracture? Should I say I've got measles suddenly overnight? How do I get out of this film?
Oh, I can't believe
See,
it.
as a 20-something, to a young 20-year-old who's been playing leads, to suddenly land up in a film where there's no prep except this makeup being done,
Yeah.
and then playing the ubiquitous friend. Those days, a friend was like, क्या होता है ये role?
हीरो का दोस्त हीरोइन की दोस्त.
हाँ, that was, so, and I had a different genre and a thing. वो था, उस समय माहौल ऐसा था.
बिल्कुल.
तो फिर हम लोग बहुत तमीजदार बच्चे थे, तो हमको नहीं,
जी.
आप नहीं तू तना कर सकते एक सीनियर यश
जी.
चोपड़ा जैसे इंसान के साथ. तो हम चुपचाप मन मार मूर के चले गए कि चलो कुछ तो कर लेंगे. फिर जब मुझे 3 पेज का सीन मिला जिसमें एंड में मुझे श्रीदेवी को बड़ा लेक्चर देना है, जिसपे मुझे लगा कि उसकी पूरी जिंदगी चेंज हो जाएगी, तो मैंने गोविंद निहलानी को बहुत ग्लीफुली कहा, गोविंद जी टुमारो इट्स माय डे, आई हैव अ 3 पेज सीन एंड इट्स ओनली माय डायलॉग, माय मोनोलॉग, एंड ही सेइंग ज्यादा उछलो मत, कैमरा किस पे होगा वो देख लेना.
Correct. It's just a reaction shot.
But the funny thing is, in now when I look back, or when I get the feedback like from you and from a lot of people, including somebody from the Yash Chopra camp, who said they always loved me in the film a lot. So now I say, okay, that was God sent in its own way. Yeah, it does. It does.
Actually, जब फिल्म अच्छी होती है या फिल्म चल जाती है, फिल्म के साथ जितने भी लोग जुड़े होते हैं वो सब चल जाते हैं.
It becomes a hit in a way, a kind of a landmark thing.
बिल्कुल.
So yeah, so strangely, my commercial foray has all been sort of landmarks, even though they were not lead roles. So there's Tal, Gulam, Dil Se, and Chandni. Okay. So in some strange way, they've all been absolutely landmark at that point, even for their own directors and the producers, like tuck. So in that sense, I guess, yeah.
Tal में तो मुझे आपका बॉब कट याद है. क्या था वो हेयर स्टाइल? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was my own hairstyle, which Subhashi said, ऐसे ही रखो.
ऐसे रखो.
Then every time I'd come for a meeting and I'd be wearing something, he'd say, ये कपड़े मुझे चाहिए. So that style of dressing in Tal is the way I used to dress those days, all the time.
Correct.
So
you looked exactly like you.
Yeah, it was exactly me, and yes.
Yeah, कि कुछ औरतों को लेके लोग बोलते हैं ना, तुमसे बड़ी मेमसा वाली वाइब आती है. So this is that.
Probably. And of course, Subhashi would want me to act like him, which I wouldn't. He said, तुम उसको ऐसे बोलो. मैंने कहा, सुभाषी, आप एक अच्छे से हेल्दी से गोल मटोल से आदमी है, आप ऐसे बोल सकते हैं. मेरे ऊपर आपका स्टाइल नहीं बैठेगा बोलने का, मैं अपने तरीके से बोलूंगी. So yeah, so we used to have these lovely little things.
But what was your biggest learning working with someone like, for example, Govind Nihalani sir?
See, every single director was a master in his genre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
They were people with such amazing integrity. Like Govind Nihalani would write his own scripts, and even today, Govind is a person who is first of all a man of amazing integrity. Manikal's films were not liked in his own time, but recently 4 of his films have actually had a public release in Paris. A retrospective of Manikal. And Kumar Shani, of course, has just made a niche for himself. These are the directors you can't touch, you can't imitate. People have tried to mimic them, but not succeeded.
क्योंकि ये सब authors हैं.
ये authors हैं एकदम.
बिल्कुल.
और मेरे लिए एज एन एक्ट्रेस इतना एक्साइटिंग था बिकॉज एक बार मुझे कुमार ने कहा, ही सेज एक्टर, वो तो थोड़ा जो होता है ना, थोड़ा सा टीजिंग जो चलता है एक्टर्स डायरेक्टर के बीच में, ही सेज you actresses are so use the word promiscuous. Promiscuous मतलब तुम आज यहाँ पे कर लिया पूरे लगन से, फिर चले गए. He went it in a different way. So I said, no, Kumar, we are spiritually flexible.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to use it.
Yeah. So I said, no, we are spiritually flexible because we give our entire spirit to a director's vision. And these were authors. So each single director's vision was something that I as a young actress had to understand and incorporate in my body to give them what is required for their cinema. Of course, it carried a lot of my own stuff also. Like, for example, Siddheshwari, Dhrokal.
Oh, yeah.
Dhrokal, Govind and I would have such fights about certain scenes. And they were creative fights.
Yeah.
I'm actually writing a book now on just my working with each of these directors, which is about all the work that I've done.
बिल्कुल.
Then there was Gulzar Saab. So with Govind, that rape sequence which became very famous, where she actually asks the villain to molest her. We had a huge fight. It's a whole thing in its, and the huge fight was a creative fight. उसके बाद गोविंद ने मुझे कहा कि सर अगले कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में मैं लिखवाऊंगा कि तुम गिलास नहीं तोड़ोगी, और अगर तुमने मेरी तरफ गिलास फेंक के मारे और वो टूटे तो तुम्हारे पेमेंट से वो कटेंगे. तो मैंने कहा ठीक है, बट यू नो द थिंग.
जी हाँ गोविंद जी, मैं गिलास नहीं तोड़ सकती, आई एग्री विद यू.
या आर्गुमेंट के दौरान. But you know the thing was, I was a young actress. All these directors were perhaps in their 40s at that time, so they were about 20 years older than me. They were masters of their craft, and I had come with a solid training from my thing. So the confidence with which I came to face any director, any kind of cinema, any kind of actors, whether they're stars or not. And चांदनी का बड़ा advantage था कि जब मैंने सबको देख लिया ना close up में, तो when I had to do Drishti for Govind Nilani and have to have very strong, powerful scenes with the very beautiful Dimple, who otherwise one would have been very overwhelmed by. I was like, huh, she's lovely, and I'm totally in love with her, but I will
hold my own.
I know what I have to do in my own craft, which is exactly how it was in Chandni as well. So this was a very exciting time for me, where every single thing was a challenge to go deeper in yourself and to connect more strongly with very different people who knew their stuff.
Those films did not have the sort of budgets, obviously.
No, they didn't. 14 lakhs was what Kasba had. Siddheshwari had, which is an iconic film. They had 14 lakhs. I got paid 13,000 for it. And they were shooting on 35 mm.
Yeah. सब कुछ डालना पड़ा था.
हम लोग ट्रेन से जाते थे from here to बनारस.
Wow.
बड़ी मुश्किल से एक बार उन्होंने, because I was shooting for Space City Sigma, तो मनी कॉल ने, क्योंकि अचानक बनारस बुलाना पड़ा मुझे एक और कुछ शेड्यूल के लिए, छोटे से शेड्यूल के, तो एयर का टिकट भेज दिया. और उन दोनों बनारस की जो फ्लाइट्स होती थी वो ऐसी ढक्कर वाली होती थी, और प्लस उस फ्लाइट में एक तो वो पता नहीं कुछ 40 सीटर वाला प्लेन था. फ्लाइट थी नहीं बनारस के लिए उन दिनों 1988 में. एंड ऊपर से उसमें न्यूज़पेपर क्या लिखा है, 250 डेड इन अ क्रैश इन सम गॉड नोज वे. सो लाइक सेइंग if I can do that,
I can't do this.
Yeah, so it was a different thing.
That's so crazy. And that's what, you know, so much that we don't know, and I'm so glad कि आप एक किताब लिख रही हैं, ये मुझे पता नहीं था.
No, this was, you know, and I'm not writing a biography. I'm writing every single process with every major director in terms of the particular films. So I'm also quoting from the film, the particular sequence and how we reached it.
Yeah, that's amazing. It deserves to be a book immediately.
Yeah.
और ये interview ऐसे तो शुरू हुआ है.
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
With like quotes and like stories from these films. I could talk to you forever, honestly.
Yes, I know.
But maybe I should just come and talk to you another time as well.
Maybe you can just invite me again.
Maybe I'll just come to your house. Yeah, how about that? Like,
yeah, I think that'd be lovely.
है ना?
Yes,
I want to hang out with you.
Do that.
बहुत cool हो मिता. बहुत cool. तुम्हें पता भी नहीं है. But इस coolness के लिए बहुत शुक्रिया.
Thank you.
Because you've done such great work. You've inspired us so much over the years. Just so happy to see anything you do. So,
thank you so much. So looking forward to Jabaz Hindustan के now.
मेरे शो पर आने के लिए बहुत शुक्रिया.
आपके शो पे आना मेरे लिए एक privilege है, and I've thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I think you're a lovely girl. Honestly,
thank you so
really.
much. Radio Nasha.